Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, welcoming on the program, first timer to the show. She is a membership manager for the Health Museum, the lovely Katie Barber. Good morning. Welcome.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm glad that you're here because I have so many questions. You all are doing something very different this Valentine's Day. You have Love Bugs and Bites, a Valentine's feast fit for foodies. Now, how did this come about here?
Well, at the Health Museum, we have the ability to host a wide variety and a wide different context of events. And we wanted to do something that was not traditional, that kind of spoke to some of the resources that we have at the museum of giving people a different perspective on how to live a healthier life, and a way to just have fun and be healthy and not really think twice about it. So we're excited.
To say different would be an understatement. Love Bugs and Love Bites. So what I understand is that Love Bugs and Love Bites are going to feature crickets.
It sure is.
Crickets. Now, I've heard, just watching shows like, Survivor and probably Naked and Scared, them talking about how crickets have such a great source of protein, and this is going to be the featured dish.
It is. It is. Now, that's not to scare anyone away. The dinner will have an optional dish. So if you get brave and then you chicken out last minute, it's fine. We'll still be able to feed you. But yeah, over 2 billion people and 80% of countries around the world have already been consuming crickets and realizing them as a great source of protein, and it's a sustainable food source for the world.
So what other nutrients besides protein does a cricket offer? Are they good? Have you tried them?
I recently tried them. We had a featured cricket eating competition back in the fall at the museum, and that was my first chance to taste a cricket.
Mm-hmm.
I had heard about it, seen them in really creative cuisines, and it just didn't really seem like it was for me. So I got brave, tried them, and my favorite ones were the ones that were sriracha flavored in our museum shop.
Uh-huh.
And it was crunchy, but it really just didn't. It didn't seem like I was eating a cricket, if that makes sense.
Okay. So crunchy throughout, so the texture is
Yes.
it's all crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like more like a chip, or
yeah, like a small chip. You just kind of pop in and.
And what did it like? Was there a particular kind of flavor to it, or how did your palate react?
There was a slight earthy taste, but really the flavoring that was on, I guess, coating the cricket. That's what I mostly drew into. So I didn't have like a natural reaction to just spit it out instantly. I was like, okay, I can actually do this. I like to eat like different trail mixes, and banana chips, and so it kind of fell into that category for my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Banana chips. Now you're putting it into. You're giving me an idea.
Yeah.
Putting it into spectrum here. You listen to Access Houston, talking to Katie Barber from the Health Museum. Love Bugs and Love Bites, a Valentine's feast fit for foodies, taking place on Valentine's Day, Friday, February the 14th. Talk about the chef, and this is going to be like a 3-course meal, right?
It is. So it is a fine dining experience. So this isn't just your casual picnic at the museum.
Right. You got to dress up. So
Yes.
dress up in your finest on Valentine's night.
So whether you're the traditional couple that loves flowers and chocolate and sit down dinner, or if you just want to go with a group of your girlfriends, this event is for you. I'm actually going to go with a group of my friends, so I'm looking forward to it. So the event will include 3 different courses, and like I mentioned earlier, if you decide not to opt out for the non-cricket option, it's there for you. And I'm really excited about the menu. Our chefs David Cordua and our partner Aspire chef Jason Hayes, they've really come out with a creative, worldly menu.
Okay.
That's going to be really tasty. So.
Do you know some of the items on the menu? Let's go through that.
Yeah.
3-course meal.
So you'll start out with the corn and cricket arepa, followed by a pan-seared chicken and cricket mole, and then you'll have a dessert trio. So whether you want to dive into all 3, like I probably will, or if you just want to pick one. And so all of them have crickets either directly and integrated into the course, or there's elements of the cricket, like the first course, the corn and cricket arepa, is actually made with a cricket flour. So you won't visually start off your dinner seeing the crickets.
Right.
It's just sneakily
Integrated
incorporated.
into,
Yes.
yeah. So if you didn't know that it was a cricket, you wouldn't know that it was a cricket.
Right, right. So I guess that's another option. If you want to bring your significant other and surprise them, they won't know until the second course.
I'm really intrigued. I gotta say. I mean, part of me is like, okay, I'll try. The other part of me is like, but I guess if I can take sea moss, which literally tastes like the sea, then I'm sure a cricket wouldn't hurt me any. This is amazing, and it's very, very different
It is.
for the Health Museum to have an event like this on a Friday, that a holiday that is geared towards couples. I'm very interested to know if you were in the meeting or when it was presented, this whole idea and that crickets would be it. Like, what was the reaction? Were people like, oh, okay. Some people was like, what? Or
Yeah, well, it had kind of come up in conversation when we first had our cricket eating contest in the fall.
okay,
We were saying, people really got into this. People were really excited about it. We were not anticipating to be such a big hit. And someone kind of spouted off as a joke, well, we could do this for Valentine's Day.
shut up.
And we just thought it was way far out there. And then as we were like, well, no, there's actually a lot more substance to this idea. Being a part of a sustainable food source, it's creative. It definitely aligns with our current exhibit, our global kitchen. It's open through the end of the month, so you can
Okay.
kind of see how food is produced and brought to your table from around the world in that exhibit. So it's a good way to highlight the resources that we're already providing to the community of really an easy and creative way to live a healthier life.
Wow. Well, yeah, you guys jumped out the window with that one.
We did.
Because crickets are. I don't know, man. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. But intrigue is what we want. Where can people go to get more information for Love Bugs and Love Bites?
So you can head to our website. It's thehealthmuseum.org/events. It's one of our featured events on our homepage, so you'll see it right off the bat. Or you can always check out our calendar event listing.
Indeed. Well, I don't want to make a commitment on the record to say that I want to show up on a Valentine's Day night or Valentine's night at the Health Museum for Love Bugs and Love Bites, but I will definitely let you know because I am intrigued.
Well, think fast. Half of our seats have already been taken for the event. So
you hear that, Houston?
our chefs do need to prepare for the dinner. So registration will be closing on February 11th.
Okay.
So buy your tickets before they're all gone. And if we sell out, we hope to have another one later this year, or we'll keep this our
I'm sure
Valentine's
you
Day
all will.
tradition.
I'm sure that you all will.
Yeah.
So log on to the site to get more information. Thehealthmuseum.org. And Katie, thanks for coming by. It's a pleasure to meet you. I hope I made it easy for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, this was great.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And save the date for Valentine's night. Well, of course, if you don't have anything to do, you want something different for you and Bebu to experience, the Health Museum, Love Bugs and Love Bites, a Valentine's feast fit for foodies, is probably for you. Yeah, so thank you, Miss Katie Barber, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston. Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcome into the program. First timer on here just reached out to me via email about a documentary that he filmed about New Orleans politics. As a matter of fact, it's called New Orleans Politics, and he is the CEO and founder of Wolves Only Films. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tyrus Terrell McKnight is on the program. How you doing, man?
I can't complain. Thank you for the introduction. I appreciate that.
Oh, man. Thank you for coming on. I wanted you to come on and talk about this because of the whole Houston-New Orleans connection that has been for decades on decades, and especially with, folks who were displaced and moved here to Houston from New Orleans because of Katrina, and just people that have just, migrated to Houston because it's a dope city.
Yeah, it is.
So I wanted to have you on because the New Orleans culture is so deep here in Houston, so much so that even us here at Radio 1 Houston, we honor the people and the music and the culture and the food of New Orleans with our 504-day crawfish and music festival. Our first one was last May, and we're going to do it again this year. But you are focusing on New Orleans politics, which throughout at least the last 2 decades has been very, very interesting. From Ray Nagin to what's my guy's name?
Miss
Landry.
Miss Landrew, now to Cantrell.
Cantrell, and then the new young lady that's in there now.
Yeah, that's Cantrell. She's in
Cantrell.
there.
Okay, yeah. So I met her this past summer at Essence Fest.
Yes.
And so give us a brief synopsis of the doc.
Well, basically, New Orleans is 60% black. But we only control like a minute, like I think like less than 2% of the economics in New Orleans. And I try to discover why that is, because when you look at New Orleans as a whole right now, generational citizens are being ethnically cleansed out the city. And basically, I mean, like most people call it gentrification, displacement, but that's basically what it is. They're being ethnically cleansed. And we have majority black people and majority black legislature. So why aren't we dominating economically and being able to control our future and control our destiny in New Orleans? Also, the educational system is horrible in New Orleans. We rank last in Louisiana. Louisiana is a state we rank last. But in New Orleans in particular, just me seeing it up close, the educational system is a mess. Mm. And when you think about it, and you think about it as a whole, we don't have enough businesses or enough corporations in order to survive in the future. So I'm looking towards the future, and I'm seeing this storm coming. Now, people think Katrina was a storm. Now, wait till displacement and gentrification really hits. Oof. Now, that's going to be a storm that's really going to get black people out of New Orleans. Mm. And me looking at this as a whole, I had to ask myself, I said, why is this happening? What's the factors and what's going on with us being displaced out of our city? And I answer all those questions in a documentary, and people will be, some people will be shocked, some people won't be.
Yeah, I'm sure the people that are from there probably won't be shocked. For a lot of outsiders that just like documentaries and deep looks into it, I'm sure it's going to be quite fascinating. You said that, I hope this doesn't happen, that they do end up pushing out all of the black folks, because then there would be no New Orleans.
Right.
In my mind, because there's such rich history there, be it from, slaves coming there to the jazz was discovered in New Orleans.
Right, correct.
You got the food, like the food is good everywhere. Let me tell you something. I ain't never been to a city where you go to the stadium and the stadium food
good.
Is good.
But no, compared to none.
Seasoned up, like, dang, like, did my grandmama fix this? I am at the Superdome and the food tastes like this. Like, that's wild. But yeah, if the black folks were to leave, there would be no New Orleans.
Right. But you gotta look at certain things. Black people, like I said this, and I hit the Governor of Louisiana up on his Twitter, and I've yet to get a response, and I also emailed him, because he promised 5 more years of Essence. So I said, hey, Governor, here's a thought. How about allocating those some resources to the majority? Because he was trying to get the black vote to get him over, to get him to win.
As they always do.
Yes. So he needed New Orleans. So he was campaigning at barbershops and different places like that. So I said, here's a thought. How about allocating some resources? Because New Orleans going to have Essence regardless. Because I think they try to move it one year and economically it didn't pan out.
It didn't work.
So they're going to have that.
Essence said last year that they are not moving. Like the year, like when Katrina happened, they tried it in Houston, didn't work out. New Orleans is perfect because everything is right there. People can walk wherever. So Essence ain't going on. Even if the governor said that, like,
yeah.
You lying. You ain't got no say over that.
Yeah, I'm going to give you 5 more years.
I'm going to give you 5 more years of Essence.
For your vote. But
come on.
I was like, here's a thought. How about allocating some resources to the majority that's in New Orleans, so we could start businesses and things like that. Because believe it or not, people without a sufficient Social Security number has better access to medical care than the citizens of New Orleans who have jobs. They have better access to business loans to open up businesses in New Orleans. When like a lot of people from New Orleans will be shocked by this, but when you look around, mostly we have Arabs, and I'm not trying to be racially disparaging, but
no, you're just
I'm
speaking
being
the
honest.
truth. Like, this is what it is.
We have Arabs and we have Asians owning businesses in New Orleans, and typically they exploit the community. And what I mean by that is they'll come in the black community and they will get the money and they won't put anything into it, and that's a big problem. But and I don't want to put all the onus on just them, because part of the reason is that we support it. But but if you're going to come in our neighborhoods, take our money, but then turn around and call us racial slurs, then that's not cool at all. So we got to be able to.
And not only that, they're taking that dollar that they're getting from us and circulating it into their own community.
Yes, to help move us out. And I was like, and I was telling people, I said, listen, and New Orleans East is like almost like the last Mecca that we got. And I told them, I said, if they move a Whole Foods, and people want to know if you've been gentrified, if they move a Whole Foods in that area, game over. It's how you already been gentrified.
It's a chicken wrap.
Yes. Yes.
You listen to Access Houston, talking to Tyrus McKnight. His documentary entitled New Orleans Politics is going to premiere on Amazon Prime in April 24th, 2020. Might have a screening at an AMC possibly this month, maybe?
Yes, no doubt. Actually, I said if AMC doesn't do it, I'm going to do it myself, put it in movie theaters. But I want people that's listening to this from New Orleans, hit up your local theaters that we have out there. Hit up the Carver, hit up the Miracle, and tell them to lower the prices, because people out of town are giving me better prices than my old city. People in Baltimore. Now I may have it up in the Next Act Cinema in Baltimore. It may premiere out there before it does in New Orleans, just based on some of the prices that I'm getting from movie theaters.
And the logistics of it all.
Yeah,
that's why. That would be just. I hope not.
And they're being more cooperative than my own city.
Than your own city.
Yeah, and actually, to be quite honest, even the media has been treating me outside the states. Outside of the state of Louisiana has been treating me more fairly than my own media. So, just hit up your local people, and if you want to see it in movie theaters, tell them, give me a break, and let me go ahead and put this in a theater so we can all get some knowledge.
So to that point, did you experience any pushback as you were filming the doc? Because I'm sure you had to interview some folks, or once word got around, were there people in higher positions that, possibly, I don't know, threatened you, or, said some things like, if you put this out and expose this, then this gonna happen to you type?
Well, I didn't get any pushback like that. I just got pushback like almost like, you can put this out, but we're not gonna support it, or just like our current mayor, she didn't want to be a part of it, and that's okay. But I did get Mark over the Urban League.
Oh yeah,
Mark Morial. I got him over because he was a former mayor of New Orleans at one point, so he's a former mayor of New Orleans. So I got him a part of the film, and I didn't get threats, and I'm not worried about threats. I'm just worried about my people. Like if I do get threats after this comes out,
we're trying to speak truth to power.
Yes.
That's what it's about, and that's why I use this platform, and that is why you hear.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know, because anytime that you delve into the politics of anything, be it law enforcement, be it city government, federal government, state, like there's always some sort of, oh, you better not, expose this to the people, or, this will happen. So that's why I was asking that, because people are afraid of the truth.
Yes. But hey, that's why I call myself the truth. and I tell and I'm constantly pushing it, and I'm relentless with it. No threats could stop me, like I always say, like I'm willing to die for my people. You got to die for something. If I die for my people in the process of getting a message out there to them, then so be it. But I'm willing to give it my all. If I'm willing to die. That's how strongly I believe in this.
Hey, and that's how you know it's real.
Yes.
That's how you know it's real. And your work won't go in vain, bro. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to this doc.
Yes.
So promise you'll hit me up when the screening happens
No doubt.
at AMC, and then of course I already got Amazon Prime, so
Yeah.
I'll be turning on my smart TV the day that it comes out to watch it again, because I'm excited about what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt. So, say the date. The documentary, rather, is called New Orleans Politics. It will premiere on Amazon Prime on April 24th, 2020. Tyrus will keep us up on the advanced screening that'll happen here in Houston. But, show this black man some support. And I'll remind you, once we get close to the release date, to log on to Amazon so you can watch it. Man, I'm excited for you, bro.
Thank you. I'm trying not to stay excited. I'm trying not to get excited. They say one of my favorite boxers, he's from Dallas, Errol Spence. He says never too high, never too low. So I'll just keep it right there, like right in the middle.
That's cool in front of me, in front of the peoples here. That's fine. But
Yeah.
if I'm at the house and I'm excited, I'm jumping up and down, I'm screaming, I'm doing whatever, cartwheels. But yeah, I'm excited. So thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
No doubt.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.